We're going to continue with algebra today and continue with factorising using a common factor. So previously we looked at factorising these types of expressions, so 3x subtract 18. We were first looking for common factors, so for this expression, 3x subtract 18, our common factors are 1 and 3. So we're looking for letters or number terms that can divide into either 3x or 18. So 1 and 3 can both do that. And then we decided we are going to be choosing the highest common factor of 3, and we're going to start factorising, which means putting the brackets back in by taking 3 outside of the brackets, and then we're deciding what goes inside. So 3 times what gives us 3x, well 3 times x, and then 3 times what gives us negative 18, negative 6. So this was factorising a standard expression with a simple common factor. We also looked at factorising using a common factor which was a letter term. So again, picking our common factors, we have 1 and x, because you can divide x into x squared, this means x times x, and you can also divide x into 3x. So we're going to use our letter term, and that means we're going to take x outside of the bracket, and then to decide what goes inside, x times what gives you x squared? Well, x times x. And then x times what gives you 3x, it's just 3. So today we're going to build on this and look at slightly trickier examples. So first example, we're going to factorise 2ab plus 8a. So we're going to find or write down our common factors, including both numbers and letters. So we're going to look at our numbers and decide what common factors are there between 2 and 8. You've always got 1, and between 2 and 8 you can also divide them by 2. And we also have a common factor of a in both of these terms. So our common factors are 1, 2 and a. And to find what term we're going to bring outside of the bracket, what we're going to do is combine the highest common factor, which is the highest common factor number, which is 2 in this case, and any other letter common factors. So we're going to take our common factor of 2 and a and combine them to get 2a. And that is going to be our term that we are bringing outside of our bracket. So if we take 2a on the outside, that means we need to figure out what do we need to multiply by 2a to get 2ab. Well, the only thing that's missing is our b. So 2a times b gives us 2ab. Now what do we need to times 2a by to get 8a? Well, 8a is 4 lots of 2a. And remember, you can multiply these brackets out to double check your answer. So 2a times b gives us 2ab, which is right, and then 2a times 4 gives us 8a, which is correct. Okay, so we are identifying any number common factors and also any letters, and to figure out what we're taking on the outside of the bracket, we're combining the highest common factor and any other letter common factors. Okay, using that example one to help you, can you pause the video here and please factorise 3xy plus 9x? Okay, hopefully you've unpaused and managed to give that a go. So we're going to identify our common factors, including numbers and letters. So we've got 1, 3 and x. We're going to combine our highest common factor and any other letters we've got there. So we're going to have 3x on the outside of our bracket. So you should have 3x multiplied by y to give you 3xy, and then 3x multiplied by 3 to give us 9x. So well done if you got that. Okay, second example. This time we're going to be factorising 6x squared plus 8, 18x. So identifying any letter or number common factors. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 6 and x. So we're going to combine our highest common factor of 6 and our letter common factor of x to give us 6x. And that's what we're going to take on the outside of our bracket. So what do we need to times 6x by to get 6x squared? Just x. And then what do we need to times 6x by to get 18x? 3. And double check, 6x times x gives you x squared. Yep, 6x times 3 gives you 18x. Correct. Okay, so this time we're just dealing with our x squared term. So we've just got a common factor of x, because x squared means x times x. So again, using this example to help you, can you pause the video here and factorise 5x squared plus 20x? Okay, let's go through the answers now. So 5x squared plus 20x, all our common factors. We've got 1, 5 and x. We're going to combine our highest common factor with any other letter terms. So 5x is what we're going to take on the outside of our bracket. So what do we need to times 5x by to get 5x squared? We just need to times it by x. And then 5x times 4 to give us 20x. So you should have 5x and in bracket x plus 4. So well done if you got that. Okay, let's look at our third example. So each time just getting that a little bit trickier with extra terms and expressions to expand our expression. So factorise 10xy, subtract 15x squared y. So same process as before. We're going to identify all of our common factors, including our number common factors, so between 10 and 15, and then also anything that is our common factors between our letters. So for 10 and 15, we've got 1 and 5, and we've also got a common factor of x here and here, and we've also got a common factor of y. So that means we've got an extra letter common factor this time. Again, we're going to follow the same steps as before. We're going to combine the highest common factor number, which is 5, with any letter common factors, or all letter common factors. So what we're going to include is 5xy. That is our common factor that we're going to take outside of our bracket. So what do we need to times 5xy by to get 10xy? Let's double the amount, so times it by 2. And then breaking it down, we've got 5 here. What do we need to times 5 by to get 15? Well, 5 times 3 gives us 15, so 3 is going to be our number, sorry. And xy, we've got x squared y we're trying to get to, so we need to times it by another x. So we need to times it by negative 3x. So it really does help to think about your numbers first. So 5 times what gives you 15? Well, 5 times 3. And then we've got xy. What are we missing here? Well, we need another x to give us x squared. That's where we get our 3x from. And always double check your brackets and make sure you've got no common factors left over. If you do have a common factor left over, you need to go back to this point and take your common factor outside of the bracket and try again. Okay, using this example to help you yet again, can you please pause the video here to factorise 20x squared y subtract 8xy. Okay, let's go over the answer. So our common factors, numbers and letters, we have, so between 20 and 8, we've got 1, 2 and 4, and we've also got a common factor of x in both of these terms, and also y in both of these terms. So we're going to combine the highest common factor of 4 with any of our letter terms, so x and y, to give us 4xy, and that's what's going to go on the outside of our bracket. So 4xy, what do we need to times this by to get 20x squared y? Well, to change a 4 to 20, we need to times it by 5, so that's going to be our number, sorry. And then xy, we're looking for x squared y, but we're missing an extra x there, so that's where 5x comes from. And then we're going to subtract, so we've got 4xy, we need to change the 4 into an 8 by times it by 2, so you should have 4xy bracket 5x subtract 2. So really well done if you got that. Okay, a task for you to do. I would like you to work through these 6 questions. So factorise the following expressions if you pause the video here and give these a go. Okay, let's go over the answers. Hopefully you've managed to pause the video and give these a go. So first one, 3x subtract 24. We've got a common factor of just numbers here. We don't have any letters in our last term, so we've got a common factor of 3. So we're going to take that outside of the bracket. 3x gives us 3x, and 3 times negative 8 gives us negative 24. Next one, 9y subtract y squared. We've only got a common factor of a letter term here, so y is going on the outside of the bracket. Y times 9 to give us 9y, then y times negative y to give us negative y squared. Next one, 10c subtract 15cd. We've got a common factor, our number common factor of 5 and a letter common factor of c, so we're going to take 5c on the outside of our bracket. 5c times 2 to give us 10c, 5c times 3d to give us 15cd. So well done if you got that one. 8x squared subtract 12xy. We've got a common factor of 4x here, so 4x should be on the outside of your bracket. So 4x bracket 2x subtract 3y. For question 5, we've got a common factor of 4a, so 8a should be on the outside of your bracket. And so 8a times 3b to give us 24ab, and then 8a times 2 to give us 16a. And then the last one, we have a common factor of 3. So 3 for a common factor, number common factor between 3 and 6. We've then got an x as a common factor. We've also got y as a common factor. So you should have 3xy on the outside of that bracket. And then inside the bracket should have x plus 2. So if you mark your work, and really super work if you got all of them correct, if not most of them. So well done. These are quite tricky.